Hello, brothers. Welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. I got a couple of things I'd like to share with you guys today. One of them being the guy behind me. I'll get to him in a minute. I just watched a video that Cohen just loaded. Oh, you like my hat, guys? My son-in-law gave me a coupon for a company called Lids. It's a hat place, and they make hats, sell hats, make them. And so I figured I'd have one made, you know. Pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, I was watching a video that just now that Cohen had uploaded, and to all this YouTube kerfuffle. Yeah, I'm in the same boat you guys are in, man. It's just a nightmare. In the last 3 days, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it has been, my inbox was just, I mean, I was getting, like you guys, I was getting notifications on everything, man. I mean, if you guys were looking at a video, you know, how to clip your toes, you know, toenails, you name it, you know, it was just flooding my inbox, man. So, you know, like, you know, I had to go in there and just, you know, sort it out like everybody else. Now, I was a little bit familiar with Google Plus because I had already started toying around with it about a month ago, and I don't like it. You know, I'm like everybody else. I don't like it. You know, it just added another layer of nonsense to what we do with our videos. It just made it more difficult. You know, and those of us that, you know, our channels are like our babies. You know, these are ours. You know, we're at their mercy, yes, because they're providing a service, but still, you know, we take pride in those of us, you know, that make these videos. You know, they're a labor of love, so to speak, for us. We do it for the community. We do it because, I guess, Cohen was, you know, so eloquently put it. This is how we communicate with each other. You know, you may not like me. You may not want to watch my channels. That's okay. You know, and that goes for everybody. You may not like us. You know, you can always, you know, do whatever you want. But this is the people that we've come to call our friends, you know, our community. This is how we respond to each other, you know. And I've met some very, very, very good people on this. And what YouTube has done and Google has done is just made it more difficult. We'll get over it. We'll figure it out. It's a pain in the ass. Excuse my French, but it is what it is, you know. So Cohen was talking about this Project 2014. Aaron Newlands, excuse me, let me scroll up here. Jeff Alberts and Aaron Newlands. Now, Aaron Newlands has got a very good reputation in the community. He's a good man from everything I don't know the man personally. I've never spoken to him. He's commented on a few of my videos, but from everything I've ever heard and read from the man is a stand-up guy, you know. So he's trying to put together a web site where all of us modelers can go, and we don't have this nonsense, you know, and we're not at the mercy of some corporation. It'll be a subscription fee, you know, and yeah, I have questions, but I'm in on it. If it's reasonable, then I'll be in on it. You know, I guess, you know, you could scrape together a few dollars here and there, man. I think this would be worth it for all of us, you know, as a community. It'll be a community by us, for us, you know, with us in mind. So I think it's something that we should look into. Now, there's a comment box down there. You guys can go to Project 2014 .weebly, WEEBLY.com. The Project 2014.weebly.com. And you can go in there, put your name in there and a suggestion. And I've already done it. I said, you know, I'm in on it. You know, hopefully it won't be too expensive. I know these startups can be, and technology costs money, but if many of us get in, I can bring the price down. There's another site also called Vimeo, and from what I've read, I was doing a little, you know, excuse me, I was doing a little research on it, and it seems okay, you know. I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to comment too much about it. But from the little that I do know about it, you can go on there and they have a free, just like YouTube does, where you can go on there. But the problem is, they only allow you, I believe, one HD video upload per week, I think it said. But you can buy one of their Vimeo Plus accounts, and it's like $60 a month. And that's pretty steep, man. You know, that's pretty steep. So, I don't know. We have to do something. You know, we can't keep, you know, this is the way we communicate to each other. This is the way we're furthering our hobby. You know, we need to do something, you know, because this comment thing, man, it's ridiculous, you know. It's really ridiculous. It's getting harder and harder for us to communicate to each other. I mean, we'll find a way, but it's just harder and harder. So, a couple of things I wanted to discuss with you guys. You see the guy over my left shoulder here? That's a 31-inch Darth Vader. I was looking on eBay because I wanted to buy a smaller one to add to my collection here. You know, something not too expensive, but something to add to my collection. And I saw one of these on eBay. And you know how those vultures are on eBay, man. They'll buy something for $10 and try to sell it to a sucker for $40. You know, and I wasn't going to pay the price they wanted. I saw one of those for $50. I saw one for $70. You know, some idiot, you know, had one for $100. And people were bidding on it. So the other day, my grandson's birthday was today. He turned a year old, my youngest grandson. And yesterday I was looking for a gift for him. And he loves that Jake and the Neverland Pirates, so I was trying to find something for him. And I found something for him. But in the walking through the aisles, this guy called my name out. Hey, Gilbert, come here. So I walked over there. Now I'm thinking it's going to cost me an arm and a leg, and I looked down and it said $29. So needless to say, I grabbed one. You know, so he's a huge guy. Look at him. He's guarding over the stash, you know. He's watching my back there, and he's got ready to grab you. And you can articulate him any way you want. I had him in my cart. As I'm walking out, I'm debating whether I should go back and get another one. You know, I'm trying to figure out how much money I got left on my debit card. When this man comes by and he sees a guy my age, he looks at it. He's, you know, guy in his 50s. Says, "Hey man, where'd you get that from?" I told him. So he went and got one. So as I'm walking away, I'm thinking, shit. I see another guy, a young guy in his 30s. He grabbed one. And I went back to get the last one. It was gone. They had 4 of them there, and they were all gone. I'm like, I'm kicking myself in the ass. So I asked the lady at the store, you know, the supervisor. I asked, you know, for a manager. And I say, "Hey, you got any more of those in the back?" She says, "No, they only had 5. So if you guys, they were at Walmart. If you guys are Star Wars fans like I am, I'm telling you guys, these guys are going to be a collector's item, and if you got room for them, pick one up, man. It's a pretty good steal. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is all us modelers, the one tool that is indispensable to us, that we cannot live without, is a good knife. Like many of you guys, I have quite a few X-Acto knives. You know, I got the rubber handles, the regular, but for the most part, it's a standard X-Acto knife, and I use it for everything, man. I use it for, you know, when I cut, you know, when I'm doing canopy masks, my decals, you know, when you want to get in there and you want to cut real good. But I don't use it for cut and flash. For me, that blade is too chintzy. I'll use one of these, you know, one of these little guys, you know, go in there and scrape. But for the most part, the knife I use the most, I have 2 of them. And the ones I use the most are these Tamiya knives with the flat edge, you know, with the right there. Problem with these are, and when I got into modeling a few months ago, I bought, this was the first one I bought. I had a few X-Acto kits laying around and picked up another one. But I picked up one of these. Now this one here, I believe it cost me like $17. I'm not too sure. It's pretty expensive for just a blade, you know, a knife. And it came with like 10 blades. I love it. I use it for everything. If you watch my videos, you'll see me working on a kit, and I use this. I have a second one that cost me, I know, again, about the same amount, but it's called a design knife. And it's got a smaller blade on there. You know, you can't buy these blades in your hobby shop. You have to order them. So usually when I place an order for them, you get like 30 in a little. Here, I'll show you 30 in a little tube like so here, and they'll last you a while. You know. So I was looking online on eBay, and I was looking, just scrolling through it, and I came across this one. It's called an Easy Grip. This one here is $4.99 with free shipping. Now, if you go on eBay and you look up design knives, or this is what you'll come up with: hobby design knives. It's $4.99. This is it right here. This is exactly the same as a $15 Tamiya knife for a third of the price. $4.99, free shipping. There it is, guys. That blade there is the exact same blade as these Tamiyas. They fit this knife. And they give you 12 of them with it. Whereas the Tamiya, they gave you 4, at least the one that I bought. This one here, they gave you 4. And I believe it was $15. This one was $5. And they gave me 12 knives. Or blades. And that blade is the exact same blade as the one in this Tamiya. They're exactly the same. This Tamiya knife, it's got some heft in the front, which is nice, but this is hollow. You can feel it. It's hollow. This one is solid all the way through. It feels like a better built one. And what I also like about this, whereas this Tamiya, it's got the little grooves there when you're handling it, like so. You're doing what you're doing. You got your finger there. You got that little grip there. Whereas this one here, it also has the little grip there, but the grip runs all the way up here too. So, if you guys are, you can never have enough knives, guys. These things are great. They work great. A couple more things. For sprue cutters, I have a few of them. These Zurons, so-called professional sprue cutters. I have the cheaper Zurons. I paid $5 for this one. I paid, I don't know, $17 for this. This one, the cheap one, is sharper than this one. Now, I don't know if I got a bad one. I rarely use this one because it just aggravates me. It pinches the sprues rather than cut it. This one will cut to it. And we all know Tamiya is overpriced stuff. They make good tools, but they're overpriced. This Tamiya cutter is probably the best cutter I've ever owned. It's beautiful. Slices right through it like butter. But when you're hacking away at bigger pieces of sprue, a lot of us use like one of these. Excuse me. One of these. I got that in a kit. I don't know, it was $10 for the kit. But toenail clipper. $4. Got this for $4 at a Target. I've had it for a while. It's a Revlon toenail cutter. Does the exact same thing. It's got a little, see that little curve at the end of it? You're able to get in, certain parts with it. It's sharp, but it doesn't replace this, but it works just as good. And Hardy Hood, he had one, and I saw it sitting off the side when he was on one of his videos, and I made a comment like, "Hey man, where'd you get those cutters?" Excuse me. He says, "Don't laugh. This is where he got it." Blah blah blah. And I said, "Brother, I'm not laughing at you. I got the exact same one. They work great. I got another one somewhere around here where the point is very sharp and it comes to a real long point. And man, them things are beautiful to get into little spots that you can't get into with these. So, something to look at, guys. You can get these at a drugstore, any drugstore, Walmart, Walgreens, whatever your drugstores are, you'll find these. Very cheap, very good. So, just wanted to share that with you guys. Matthew, the other thing, my last point, you asked me how I was able to keep my name with all this Google nonsense and not be forced to switch the name to whatever, to my birth name. Well, when I made my video, my channel, my YouTube channel, Red Dragon Model Works, I actually, before I did that, I had a Gmail account in that name, Red Dragon Model Works. I set that up a couple of days before I set up my YouTube channel. So when I set up the YouTube channel, it linked it to my Gmail account. It was one and the same. And then I don't know, I got a little message, whatever, it said I have a Google Plus name if I wanted to use the Red Dragon Model Works as a name, or if I wanted to change it. Well, why would I want to change it, knuckleheads? If I got a Gmail account and I got a YouTube account with one name, which is this here, why would I want the Google Plus name anything different? So that's how I was able to keep the name, across all three platforms, because I set a Gmail account up with this name, the YouTube channel with this name, and it carried over across platforms to the Google Plus. So that's how I was able to keep the name. I have another channel, but with my real name, but that channel is used only for like when I'm researching something, if I want to send something to my kids. It's a personal one, more or less, and everything on there is private. So it's like if I'm looking for a recipe, if I'm looking for something I'm barbecuing, or if I'm, watching a movie, a History Channel thing or something, because I'm a big history buff, that's what I use that account for. My modeling is under this name, and I have a Gmail account with this name also. So maybe some of you guys, if you make the Gmail account with whatever name you're using on there, you can probably, cross-platform. Some of us are already established, and it's going to be harder to do so, also with, like Cohen, he has all his certain things shut off and all that, because I'll tell you what, guys, the last 3 days when this all transpired, when I turned, man, I had everything, when you guys would comment on my videos, it would push to my phone here. And man, I am not exaggerating when I tell you this, brothers. I had close to 700 push notifications. It took me the better part of 3 days to clear all that off of my phone, because the way Gmail had it, now you can't mass, delete stuff without losing something that you don't know what you're losing. That's important. You got to go through each one of them. So it took me the better part of 3 days to clear all that out, because once I did it on my phone, it cleared it off of my computer. So it was a nightmare, guys. It was a nightmare. But it seems to be, the dust is settling. It's not over with. There are people pretty pissed out there, but it seems like the dust is starting to settle, and there's a few other layers we have to go through to see the things. But we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Just stick together and we'll get there, man. Maybe if we make enough noise, they'll change it. But somewhere down the line, somebody's going to get a hair up their ass. They're going to do it all over again. So maybe that 2014 thing, that Aaron Newlands is thinking about, might be something for us to think about, guys. So I just want to say, you guys have a great weekend, man. I'll be uploading another video on this guy here. I'm doing some scratch building on him. As you can see, you see a little bit on there. So I'm doing some scratch building. I'm going to put some piping in the guns. So I'll have that uploaded in a little bit. So this is just more of a product review and a little bit of a waffle. You guys have a good weekend. It's Red Dragon saying peace to you, brothers. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your children if you got them. Stay safe, man, and enjoy modeling, man. You guys have a good one. Ciao.